What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jay Rene with Prison Riot Radio. I hope that you're doing well. This morning we got a brother on the line that goes by Kwame Beans Shakur. We spoke with him before. He's a musical artist. He's a revolutionary. He's a writer. He's many things, but we gonna holler at him. And he's also my brother. What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good. Maintaining steady pushing the vision.
Right. It's been a while since we chatted. I'm glad we finally, we talked, but it's been a while since I've been able to record with you. So I'm glad we got that opportunity today. So.
Yeah, it's been a lot of things done transpired and manifested since then.
I know. I wanna start with your letter to the people. The first thing that you say is it's an obligation of a revolutionary to go on one of the people to learn what the core issues are, to talk to the people. How did you come to the conclusion, and how did you realize that was important?
I mean, that's in all of our revolutionary theory. Like, when you go back and read, whether it's from the Black Panther Party or with the New African Independence Movement, you know what I'm saying? The brothers who laid down this work before us, they made sure that we knew that that's one of the number one revolutionary principles, is going amongst the people, going amongst the masses, and becoming one with them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, yeah.
All right, so in Tere Haute, where you're from, in 2019, you discovered that it was an issue that the men and women from their golden years to the youth, they have an issue with gentrification and denial, and they was having an issue with the community center there that your grandfather was actually the vice chairman of and helped build, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So tell us more about what's going on with that.
Yeah, so when we first going and using that principle of going amongst the people, like, and with the New African Liberation Collective, we wanted to make sure that as we go to organize the community, that we're actually organizing behind issues that directly affect them and their daily lives, and that we're actually doing the work for the people. So leading up to that first New African People's Assembly, we was on the ground and dialoguing with the people and just wanting them to know, what can NALC do for you? What's the pressing issues in the Tere Haute New African community right now? And it didn't matter if that was from in their 20s all the way up to the elders in their 80s. It was like, we need to get back ownership and access to the Heights Center, to the Booker T. Washington Community Center, so that we can actually have programs and be able to, create these survival programs to meet the needs of the community, right?
Uh-huh.
So after that People's Assembly, the comrades contacted the gentrifiers that now occupy the building and told them, we're a community-based organization and we want to utilize the gym and the soup kitchen and the classrooms for our programs and feed the people initiatives. And they try to charge us hourly rates and a down payment to use these classrooms. Mm-hmm.
How is that?
So
go ahead, bro. I'm listening.
Yeah, so moving forward with the second New African People's Assembly, we let the people know this, and that's when we put the petition out there. We're trying to get signatures, not just in Tere Haute, but all around the country, so that we can take this to the mayor, and we're demanding access, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, the elders, they've been trying to organize around this for years, but they're steady asking for something that belongs to us, right? And now we're demanding free access. We're not asking the city for no money. We're not asking them for their time, nothing. We're just saying, give us access to our community center so that we as community organizers can assist our community.
Right. I mean, I'm kind of confused because I thought community centers were for the community and was supposed to be free to access.
One of the many contradictions that exist in the capitalist society, right?
Right.
And we're talking about, my neighborhood is the Booker T. Washington neighborhood, and this is the Booker T. Washington Community Center. And when you walk in there, the first thing you see from wall to wall is a mural of Malcolm X, H. Rap Brown, Frederick Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, and they're breaking the chains, and the chains read slavery on it. And you got a European, you know what I'm saying, a North American that's not from the New African community as the director of the Booker T. Washington Community Center. That's a whole contradiction in itself, right?
Yeah.
And that's why he doesn't have no concept when we're trying to explain to him, you know what I'm saying, we're not trying to force you out, you know what I'm saying, just because, you know what I'm saying, you have access to this building. We're telling you that we have nowhere in the city as New Africans to implement our programs, right? As city officials and as Euro-Americans, they have the privilege of having access to all the wealth, the land, and the property in the city to do their programs and their Eurocentric school programs out of. Like, you know, so many people trying to do things in Tere Haute right now, and we have nowhere to start. And that's why getting access to that building is so important.
Right, for sure. We gotta definitely make sure I get that so I can circulate it. So what else is new with you? I know that y'all had an event I got to go to in Virginia. Kudos to that. Tell the people about that.
And so that's with the VPAC, People's Assembly and Barbecue. And, you know, earlier this year in January, we put out the call to action for everybody on the Prison Life Matter National Coordinating Committee to now move that forward to regional organizing committees for regional structures and statewide infrastructures. And Virginia was the first state outside of Indiana and IDOC Watch where we now have a statewide structure and a collective of various prison abolition organizations within the state of Virginia who have come together to form that Prison Lives Matter chapter. And it's a lot of good work going on down there. It's just showing the example of inside-out coordination. And that People's Assembly that you're talking about was just introducing that to Richmond and to other organizations down there in VA to what we're doing and how they can get involved.
Right.
And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we set an example to the rest of the country on how to move forward and do that necessary work.
Yeah, I gotta say, it was definitely, people definitely came together from different organizations. It was a very successful event, and I tell people about it that it was the first place that I've been in a long time where I felt completely comfortable to be myself. You know, and that's something that I appreciated. So I think you most definitely got some good people in Richmond to work with. When we was talking yesterday, you was telling me something about Ohio, right?
Yeah, so it's 5 other states right now that we're putting our attention on where we see that there's a lot of abolition activity and community-based work already taking place, and that's why the Virginia chapter fell into place so quickly is because we wasn't starting from scratch. You already had so many good comrades and cadre on the ground doing that work. So once we came with the Prison Lives Matter concept and implemented that strategy and structure, it naturally fell into place, and that's what we're seeing in Ohio right now, as well as New York, in Texas and Washington. But in Ohio, there's a whole coalition of prison abolition formations that are already doing that work and that are now coming on board to form the Prison Lives Matter chapter, and that will just transcend to the regional organizing committee for the Midwest. They'll be having an event during Black August up there based on, you know what I'm saying, community liberation as well as prison abolition work. And I believe you'll be having the brother Kashan on here soon, so he'll be able to articulate that vision more to the people.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to speaking with him for sure. I know that the Prison Lives Matter just published a journal. Congratulations on that. Tell the people a little bit about that.
And so the Prison Lives Matter National Journal in the Spirit of Nelson Mandela, the first issue came out for the spring, And, you know what I'm saying? It was a long task. It took us 9 months to put it together. It was because we wanted to really take the time to select these articles and these journalists so that we can really get the right information out there behind the wall as well as to the masses and the abolition formations on the street. Like, we wanted to set this apart. There's so many zines and newsletters going around surrounding prison issues right now, but what we wanted to set ourselves apart from was just complaining about the prison issues and just putting theory out there. Like, we want to use this journal for building solidarity and a tool for cadre development so that we can help train, you know what I'm saying, people who have the right knowledge and indoctrination to build these infrastructures that are behind the G-wall as well as outside on the street, and how we can tie this work in to our international struggle for the In the Spirit of Nelson Mandela campaign. But before we can move forward and expect to have international solidarity from around the world, we've got to build this structure up here in North America with this Prison Lives Matter movement. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, forming these chapters and getting these political education classes in every prison and in each state together is so critical right now to the survival of the prison movement moving forward.
Right, for sure on that. So what are some of the things you have planned for the future? I know we talked about, you know, making the different branches and stuff, but what else you got going on, bro?
So following up on the first question that you asked me is about the community center. When my grandpa and them founded that building back in 1970, it's because they realized that they couldn't depend on the city and our oppressors and the colonizer to help us move forward for liberation, right? So they took upon themselves to show self-determination by raising the funds and putting the blood, sweat, and tears into building that community liberation center. So that's what we're doing now. Like, in the meantime, we're still going to struggle and fight to get access back to that community center, but we about to land across the street now where I grew up at, and we're going to put up the New African People Center. So for the next year, with Prison Lives Matter and the Front for the Liberation of the New African Nation, by way of NALC and various other organizations like IDOC Watch, we're going to be raising the funds to put up that center, and you know what I'm saying, that way we don't got to depend on nobody else.
Right.
We'll be able to have our own space that we own, and you know what I'm saying, we control. Right.
Now that's gonna be a good look for sure, bro.
Yeah, so people can go to the NALC website, which is newafricanliberation.org. And we got the land fund on there, so ones are able to donate. And what we're asking for is monthly donations. And so people just, of course, we're open to anything. And, you know what I'm saying, we appreciate whatever the people can do, but we're trying to focus right now on monthly donations so we can work towards that goal.
Okay, bro. I'm going to definitely make sure I put the websites out and up so that the people can link up with them.
On there as well, as many signatures as we can get. Like I said, the letter to the people, you know what I'm saying, this is bigger than a Tere Haute or Indiana issue. The gentrification of our land, the institutions taking place all across the country.
Right.
So we need signatures from all over so that our voices can be heard.
That part. So, you know, leave the people with something. I'm going to give you the floor. You can talk about and say whatever you want to the people. You heard me, bro?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you was cutting out.
I said I'm going to give you the floor and give you a chance to address the people. So, you know, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I would just say, you know what I'm saying, I encourage people, anybody who's wanting to figure out how they can do more, how they can get involved, just, like I said before, do your research. The information is out there. You go onto our website at idocwatch.org and the Prison Lives Matter website is supportprisonlives.org. and just do your research, find out how you can get involved in your area so that we can tie it into our overall struggle and build this movement up, because that's what we need. That's what we've been lacking for decades, is a national strategy and a collective body all around the country. Like, it doesn't do us no good struggling in all these different splinter groups where we're all fighting a common enemy. We're all saying the same thing. We got to come together and make that happen.
I agree with you, bro. I definitely agree with you. We're going to make sure we get it out there. I appreciate you for everything that you're doing. You're doing big things. You know what I'm saying? You definitely ain't letting that wall stop you. You feel me?
Yeah, I appreciate you for allowing me to come on to this platform and let the people hear the vision and hear my voice.
Of course, bro. We long overdue, man. We long overdue. We got to make sure that we keep this more frequently, okay?